I'm Tim, welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Omega Seamaster 300 meter mid-size chronometer, reference 2551.80. You can see this 36mm automatic chronometer and purchase it on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time to see our full listing for this mid-size Seamaster 300 with full high-resolution images, accessories included, and naturally complete pricing details. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see that the watch has the classic aesthetic of the Pierce Brosnan era James Bond Seamaster. Line for line, detail for detail, it is exactly the same as its 41.5mm older brother. Mechanically, it's also identical. You'll also note that if you do have a taste for a smaller watch or a smaller wrist, but you don't want to give up the style, especially an iconic style like this, the 36 may be your best bet. So here are the bare dimensions. The watch is 36mm across the round of the case, not including the substantial crown guard and crown or the helium escape valve. In terms of thickness, it is actually quite slim, 11.5mm. It wears slimmer than that because it nestles into the wrist when strapped down, and it has a slightly rounded and then conical bezel profile. It's fairly easy to get a dress cuff or a tight sleeve to ramp up and over this. The helium valve doesn't interfere. Now from lug to lug, it does have a bit of substance. 47.5mm means that it's a bit heftier and it has more wrist presence than a conventional 36. Compare it to a 36mm Rolex Datejust, which is approximately 44mm lug to lug, and you see that at 47.5 from extremity to extremity, this one's almost in a different size class than the Datejust, which is nominally the same 36, and it has a lot of heft to it as it is a substantial steel timepiece. You'll note, again, line for line, detail for detail, everything that was true about the 2531 is true of the 2551. You have the same multi-link bracelet, you have the same alternating satin and polished links. It's just as good looking and just as substantial in 36, and it features the same milled out twin trigger clasp. As sturdy as ever, beautifully finished, it still requires positive release of both triggers to open up. Not friction fit, it can't accidentally pop open, and it retains the milled approximately 20mm dive extension of its older brother. I should probably say its bigger brother because truthfully, these watches are of the same vintage. This, despite its vintage, remains one of the best dive extensions in the business. Solid and substantial, it's just as useful over a thick sweater or winter coat as it is over a wetsuit or a dry suit. Still crisp after all these years, it remains a competitive and compelling offering for those who love traditional dive watches. Moreover, with the Omega Caliber 1120 23 joules bidirectional winding chronometer certified hacking quick set date, it has the same heart, the same beating heart as the full-size Bond Seamaster, again just on a different scale. Now the watch features the same printed dial with skeletonized hands as the Bond. The helium valve, as ever, depending on your perspective, fatuous or the ultimate conversation piece, remains at the ready for those who dive in bells or simply like to talk about it. The watch features the same classical matte blue Omega Wave pattern as the full-sized Bond Seamaster, and as I mentioned, inside they have the exact same 2892A2 based chronometer movement, modified both aesthetically and mechanically for Omega. You can see this 300 meter Omega dive watch in mid-size and purchase it on our website.